All right, Guardians, it's time. The Lanterns trailer came out this week, and as a huge Green Lantern fan, I'm excited for it. Regardless of how it turns out, I'm going to be watching it night one. Now, for those of you not aware, Lanterns is the upcoming series. I believe it's on HBO Max. That's correct. It's going to feature Hal Jordan's Green Lantern training John Stewart. So, should be pretty interesting. It looks like apparently rumors are and production says it's been inspired by True Detective, which is a pretty awesome show. So let's get into it and let's talk about it. Again, please leave a like on the video and subscribe if you're new here and you're into this type of nerdy stuff.
With all due respect, we've been training for what, 2 months? And I haven't even worn the ring yet.
Don't get hung up on the jewelry, Junior. You're just a fucking substitute teacher. You're not.
First things first, I mean, it's interesting. There's a couple F-bombs dropped in this. I don't care. I curse myself. But it's interesting. They're like, we want to show that this show is serious right off the bat. Also, the idea of training John Stewart. Hal Jordan never did that, so I'm really interested how they take this. If this is really just going to be a setup for John Stewart to be Green Lantern in the future, because Hal Jordan almost looks like he's really kind of frustrated with the position at this point. So
Ready to get up in front of the class until the ring says you are. All right.
I could have died.
You want me to train you? I'm training you.
I'm very interested to see how that scene turns out, because typically in the show or in the books, the comic books, when a Green Lantern's in danger like that, the ring will go on to him and protect him. So I'm curious if he puts it on himself or if the ring calls out to John Stewart. So John Stewart did replace Hal Jordan as Green Lantern in the 80s, famously. I'm going to talk about that in a bit once I see a little more of this trailer and where we're going with it.
Something is off here. I can feel it.
This is my town.
Now, apparently, they are investigating a murder. I'm not sure if the murder is at all related to something that the Guardians of the Universe, the Guardians of the Galaxy, not the Guardians of the Universe on Oa, what they would be interested in. So it's interesting to me that this is their training mission. I believe that when both Hal Jordan and John Stewart started as Green Lanterns, their first assignment was not like a murder case like this. So we'll see.
You're a big shot. Noted. Gotta stay the fuck out of my way.
Think she hates your guts.
It's the way she hates them.
This is a stupid plan.
Not that stupid.
That I don't doubt.
The Green Lantern's oath.
People are freaking out online about the suit, saying that it looks brown. It does look like a dark green there, like an army green, but I would bet when he dons the suit, when it's powered up, it's colored green properly, it glows, whatever. That's kind of how it is in the comic books too, where the suit itself is powered when it needs to be, and otherwise it can look like something else. So
Is to protect people. And we both know I do a better job of this than you.
This is my job. As long as I'm alive, that ain't changing.
again, setting things up for... So how long is Kyle Chandler going to be Hal Jordan, Green Lantern? There's a lot of stories that these comic books in general, when they do these movie things, they dive through characters and they dive into important stories so quick. I was annoyed when in the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man, they introduce Green Lantern or Green Goblin and kill him off immediately. Like Tobey Maguire goes through high school in like 30 minutes in that movie. It takes away so much of the experience of Spider-Man when you introduce someone just to be the mentor that gets killed. So, not saying that Green Goblin was a mentor, just saying how these movies always rush to do something big.
So take a deep breath, Junior.
You're old. You're tired. And your time is up.
I do have to wonder if that is a misdirection of Jon Stewart saying your time is up to someone else. I can't imagine that he would come to blows with Hal Jordan like this or something like that. We'll see.
I don't understand. Who are you exactly?
Hal Jordan, Green Lantern.
Have you ever talked with the other lanterns?
I'm the only human. They're aliens. One of them's a fucking squirrel.
Again, it's like really let's emphasize how edgy Hal Jordan is compared to a typical Green Lantern. Yes, that is true. One is a squirrel. There's one of almost everything in the universe. So that's the great thing about Green Lanterns. I do see how Hal Jordan would be kind of bemused by that, but at this point he's a veteran, and I don't know. I don't know if this is how I imagined Hal Jordan's always been my favorite Green Lantern. It's been Hal, Guy Gardner, and then a mix of whoever else, Kilowog and Parallax and stuff, Kyle Rayner. But it's always been Hal and then Guy Gardner for me. Very close, because Guy Gardner, let's go into it. Basically, the reason Jon Stewart is such a big character is in the 80s, Hal Jordan, they had a storyline where Hal was forced by the Guardians to choose between being a Green Lantern full-time or living his life on Earth. And Hal Jordan was in love with a woman at the time who was actually under the powers of Star Sapphire, so she was manipulating him probably to get him to not be a Green Lantern. And this was all leading up to Crisis on Infinite Earths. They needed more characters, basically. So Hal Jordan retires, and they pick his friend, Jon Stewart, who I believe was chosen as a backup Green Lantern like 15 or 20 years before that. And then also during this time, so Jon Stewart's Green Lantern, Hal Jordan's retired and living like a married life, but that's falling apart because clearly the woman is being, she's a evil person. And then Guy Gardner, who has been in a coma for like 15 years, he's another backup Green Lantern. He was the one that originally was going to be chosen with Hal Jordan, but he was hurt at the time. He wakes up and it's like, hey, that's my ring. So like there's arguments over the rings. Then finally, another Green Lantern dies. So Jon Stewart gets that ring. Hal Jordan gets his ring back. It's a lot of weird 80s rings back and forth. But there's no real training. I don't believe, as far as this trailer, to me, what it reminds me of is Emerald Dawn. Emerald Dawn 1 and 2. Emerald Dawn 1 is the retelling of Hal Jordan's origin story, which he was alone in, I believe he was wandering the desert and something for part of it. So it definitely has that feel. And then part 2 for me it reminds me of Emerald Dawn part 2, where Hal Jordan is in jail and then he has to be trained by Sinestro to be a proper Green Lantern. He goes like a 90-day training sequence. So it seems like the training from that almost, where it's going to be the rough mentor, teaching the bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, hopeful youngster. So either way, I'm excited for the show regardless. I think people have been a little harsh on it just because of a trailer and because of the outfits. So we'll see. Let me know what you think in the comments, and let me know you're here with a like. And remember, in brightest day and darkest night, you'll subscribe to my channels. Take care.